growing up. Something we all have to do at some point, isn't it? Why, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a random review. I am Random Ross, and yes, today I'm reviewing Toy Story 3. So yeah, we're continuing my road to Toy Story 5, and our next stop is Toy Story 3. So this is written by John Lester and Andrew Stanton and Lee Yulkrich, directed by Lee Yulkrich, starring Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Joan Cusack, Don Rickles, Wallace Shawn, John Ritzenberg, Estelle Harris, Ned Beatty, Michael Keaton, Jodie Benson, and John Morris. So, as I said, this is the third film. So, the toys, after Andy's grown up and he's moving on and going to college, the toys are mistakenly delivered to a daycare centre instead of the attic right before Andy leaves for college, and it's up to Woody to convince the other toys that they weren't abandoned, and to return home. So that's like the plot there. And of course, in the end, Andy does give his toys over to, Bonnie, who is a kid we see in the next film as well. And, we get an emotional roller coaster of a goodbye when Andy plays with the gang one last time before leaving them with Bonnie, and it's quite a tearful end. But, yeah. We also get lots of the bear, who is like our antagonist. He's a strawberry smelling bear who was abandoned, and he's not happy when he finds out he's replaceable. So like a baby doll and a clown doll, they end up at the daycare, and he's running the whole thing, making it look nice at first, but that's just the sugarcoating. He is actually a mean toy bear that imprisons the toys when the kids aren't playing at the preschool. Yeah, and we go on this big adventure as we see the toys attempting to return home. We even see a bit where they're in the junkyard and they're about to be incinerated, till the little aliens from the second movie that are also in this return the favour and save Mr. Potato Head with Woody and Buzz, and we all, they all get saved. And then Woody thinks, no, let's not go to the attic, let's go to Bonnie where we can still be played with. And like I say, it's a tearful roller coaster. And when I saw this for the first time in 2010, I got emotional. I really did, because my generation pretty much grew up watching the first two movies. And when I see this one, it's like, at the time I was 19. So I was, I was like thinking, yeah, I don't really play with toys much now. And, I think the message behind it is letting go. And like I say, it really hit me in the heart when Woody was like saying, so long, partner, and yeah, I mean, God, I bet you're thinking it's just a bloody film, and I'm getting a bit emotional just talking about it now. But yeah, this third film I watched quite the least, because at some points I can't actually bring myself to watch it, because it gets that bit much for me, even to this day. And it's just, it's like we all grow up in the end, and it's time to put our toys away. But rather than chuck them away, we we donate them or give them to some other kids. I mean, that's what I did with a lot of my toys as I got older. Gave them to the neighbour's kid to look after and stuff and play with. But yeah, it's like I say, just a also, I feel like my generation, we still played with toys and what have you in the 90s and the 2000s. Of course, kids these days are more into the devices and stuff and what have you, which is like the topic in the fifth movie, which, like I said, we'll get to. But yeah, like I say, it was a huge roller coaster for me. But I did like characters, Woody and Buzz returning again by voiced by Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, giving us their great performance in their vocals, and along with Joan Cusack as Jessie. But also we get Don Rickles making his final vocal performance as Mr. Potato Head, because a few years after this one came out, he passed away at the age of 90, so he had a good life. So that's the last time we see of him. Also, the voice actor for Slinky, he too passed before this one came out, so he didn't have much of a speaking role in it, but was still present in the film. He said a few lines. But yeah, the animation as well was still more or less the same, a bit more digital cleared up, because it was 15 years after the first movie, and computer animation came a long way since then. Even now, it's come a long way since then. But yeah, I thought this had good animation and some good character development. There's a whole theory where they say that Woody and the gang died when they got burnt in the incinerator, but I don't believe that. I don't like to believe that. I like to think that those aliens did save them, and they did go on to be toys of Bonnie. And yeah, like I say, I don't think this one has comedy in it. It has humorous moments, but I feel that there was a bit more of a drama story put into this, and wasn't as funny. It definitely goes with the times and that, but I also enjoyed that we got the return of these characters, and I thought this would be the last one, and for a good while it was. Of course, we don't know what happened with Bo Peep, but she is briefly mentioned in it, and we do find out what happens to her in the fourth film. But for a while, for a good 7 years, this was a fine trilogy that ended perfectly. And Quentin Tarantino, he's even gone on to say that he's never seen Toy Story 4. He says he doesn't want to see it. He says it ended perfectly with Toy Story 3, and it did. It did end perfectly with Toy Story 3. Toy Story 4, I'll get to that when I review that eventually. We're only one film away from reviewing that. But yeah, I would have been perfectly happy if it had ended there, and we didn't have any more of these movies. But of course, Disney being Disney and money being money, yeah. But Toy Story 3, it was, I would say, not as good as the others. But like I say, I've seen this one the least because I can't bring myself to always watch it all the time. We do get a montage at the beginning where we see Andy, with the toys, playing with them and stuff, and we see a whole adventure of the toys through Andy's imagination. So I like that as well in the opening act. But still, Toy Story 3, it's still a good one. It's still a good film. I just find it I just prefer Toy Story 1 and 2 because they're where the memories are really at for me. But Toy Story 3, yeah, I think I said all I needed to say about it now. I will give, and this one is about, this one is 103 minutes, so slightly longer than the last film. So yeah, I will give Toy Story 3, you know what, I think I will give this one a 4 out of 5. Because still, there's 4 out of 5 I think is good enough for it. So there you go. There is my review for Toy Story 3. Have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so feel free to check all that out. I've been Random Ross. This has been a random review, and until next time, I bid you all a goodbye.